best for them. Unfortunately, most small business owners we work with don't know the difference between a distribution channel, a strategy, and a tactic. So before we go any further, let's define these in a way so you never get them confused again. The easiest way to clarify the difference between them is to go to the source. These terms originated from the act of war some 3,000 years ago. Here's how they break down as a group. Think of distribution channels as a goal you want to achieve. Then the strategy that may produce that goal, followed by the tactics that will make up the strategy. For example, in war, the goal is to win the war. The strategy is to divide and conquer. The tactics required to make the strategy work evolve. The CIA, whose spies gather intelligence, the Navy SEALs knock out enemy communications, then paratroopers secure the airports. Armored divisions race in and divide the opposing army's forces. Drone attacks take out the enemy leadership. An overwhelming force of infantry invade, followed by hand-to-hand combat to win the war. A strategy is an idea, a conceptualization of how the goal could be achieved, like divide and conquer. Another possible war strategy would be nuke 'em. After all, they call them strategic nuclear weapons because they pretty much eliminate the need for any further tactics. A tactic is an action you take to execute the strategy. Let's apply these same definitions to a successful business. Back in the 70s, executives at Arm & Hammer noticed that sales of their popular baking soda were slipping. The loyal moms and grandmas who had been buying the same baking soda all their lives weren't baking as much as they used to. Their business goal was to turn the tide and increase baking soda sales. Their strategy was to devise new reasons for their current customers to pick up that yellow box at the supermarket and use more baking soda. Specifically, convince their target customer to buy Arm & Hammer as a deodorizer for their refrigerators. That's a big strategic idea that led Arm & Hammer in a completely different direction. They now were marketing an entire line of environmentally friendly cleaning products. Every current Arm & Hammer product, from toothpaste to cat litter, originated with that strategy of finding new ways to use baking soda. And in the process, an old-fashioned brand has managed to stay relevant. The tactics they could use include TV advertising, magazine ads, infomercials, and retail promotions. Their website is dedicated to all the various uses of Arm & Hammer baking soda. All the traditional marketing tactics were employed. Any number of strategies can be used to achieve a business goal. In fact, it often takes more than one strategy to achieve a lofty goal, and each strategy involves its own unique tactical plan. Unfortunately, a lot of small business owners simply throw together a list of the tactics they've always used and call it a strategy. Hopefully, this gives you a much better understanding of distribution channels, strategies, and tactics. Every business must know the proper distribution channels, the strategies, and the tactics that work best for them. Previously, we provided you with the basics as to how these three components work together in the lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion stages that make up your sales process. So, as a quick review, lead generation has the job of reaching your prospects with a laser-focused message aimed specifically at their hot buttons and getting them to raise their hand and acknowledge they're interested in what you sell. Lead qualification has the job of separating those prospects into two different camps, those who want what you sell and those who need what you sell. You always want to focus on prospects who want your product or service. They will always be your target customers. It should be noted here that a well-designed and carefully crafted marketing message has the ability to do both of these vital components simultaneously: generate leads and qualify those leads. Lead conversion has the job of transforming a prospect into a client by gaining their final commitment to buy what you sell. Again, it should be noted here that with the right message aimed at your ideal prospect, converting those prospects into a paying client can be as simple as asking for the sale. The distribution channels, the strategies, and the tactics are the components responsible for making lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion happen. The tactics and the strategies work together to generate leads for your business, and when they're done properly, They also qualify those leads to make sure you're spending your valuable time in front of your target customers. The distribution channels are where the actual sale takes place, and therefore represents the lead conversion component in your sales process. When executed properly, your sales process can increase your response rates, increase your conversion rates, improve your client retention, save you from making costly marketing mistakes, and provide your business with a roadmap that takes your prospects from ignorance to awareness into the decision-making process and through to the close. When you know and understand lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion, and the role they each play in your overall sales process, you will position yourself light years ahead of your competition and have a solid foundation upon which to build a competition-dominating marketing program. Previously, we explained the best way for you to get started, and that's with the end in mind. So when we look at lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion is where you must start. That means you must start with the distribution channels and work backward, since the distribution channel is where the actual sale takes place. The reason for this is simple. How can you possibly know what to do or where to market your product or service if you don't know what the end result is supposed to be? In other words, how will you ever drive your prospect to the sale if you have no idea where the sale will happen? Have you ever jumped in your car or hopped on board a plane and set out on vacation without a destination in mind? Same thing here. Distribution channels represent where the actual sale takes place, and that's always the end result any small business owner is looking for. Prospects may buy what you sell online or in a retail store, or by sitting down with you face-to-face or at an event, or order from a catalog, or agree to buy from a sales agent or a telemarketer. You may be willing to buy from several of these channels. By clearly and specifically defining where the sale will actually occur, you can then begin to map out the strategies and tactics that will be required to get your prospects to those distribution channels. The strategies are the various vehicles that deliver your message to your prospects. This could be a form of advertising, such as TV, radio, or print ads. It might be a joint venture program you create with a business that caters to the same type of clients you're trying to reach. You would tap into their highly qualified database with a laser-focused message that informs them that you have everything they want, and the business you've partnered with doesn't happen to offer it. It may even be the use of the internet, where you use a landing page with a video and a free report to inform and persuade your prospects to buy what you sell. Whatever the strategies you use, they exist to compel your prospects to end up at the distribution channel you have identified as the most likely place where they will buy your product or service. For example, let's say I work for Pottery Barn. Pottery Barn sends out a catalog loaded with gift and decorating ideas for the home. The catalog offers massive variety targeted at a massive prospect base. The catalog educates the prospects regarding the value of all the various products being offered and entices them to buy. The prospect could then do one of two things: fill out an order form and mail it in to Pottery Barn, or pick up the phone and contact a call center where they would take their order and credit card information. In this example, when the order was mailed in, the distribution channel was mail order, and when the sale was called in to the call center, the distribution channel was phone sales, since the call center is where the actual sale took place. We used a direct mail strategy with a catalog strategy to get the prospect to either order by mail or to go pick up the phone and call in their order. In essence, we used these strategies to deliver the message in a carefully selected, predetermined sequence that matches my target customer's thought process. But why this sequence? Because we determined this is the preferred way most prospects decide to buy under these specific sets of circumstances. Prospects today are busier than ever, and they not only want convenience, they expect it. Sure, some will want to come to an actual store and physically look over the merchandise before they buy, but in the case of the merchandise at Pottery Barn, most prospects are already familiar with the products they offer. They already know what they will be getting, so convenience and variety become major hot buttons for them. By knowing and understanding that up front, it allows me to create a sales process that gives them what they want. There really is no magic to creating sales. Find out what your target customer wants and then give it to them. If along the way you discover your competition is giving them the exact same thing, then look for ways to innovate your business and create more value than your competition offers. If you create enough value, you can actually charge twice the price as your competition and still successfully dominate your market. Prospects buy value, not price. Offer them 4 times the value and you will have no problem whatsoever charging double the price. Unfortunately, every day I see more and more businesses competing on price, especially when the economy is down and times get tough. Everyone immediately reacts to that situation with price cuts. They see their competitors cutting prices and then feel compelled to follow suit. We live in a media-saturated world where most markets have multiple competitors, and for the most part, everyone is saying the exact same things. They all claim that they're the best at what they do. They have the lowest prices, the largest selection, the greatest customer service, the safest guarantees, and on and on. Prospects hear this so much that it means nothing to them. In fact, in virtually every area I just mentioned, your prospects already expect all of those things to happen. When you buy something from any business, don't you just automatically expect to receive great customer service, a safe guarantee, terrific selections, and fair pricing? Of course you do. You expect that. In fact, the only time you even notice those areas within a business is if they don't measure up to what you expect in those various areas. When you go out to dinner, don't you just expect the waiter or waitress to bring your water immediately and take your order within 5 minutes of you being seated? I do. So what happens when they actually do that? You don't even notice. However, if you're seated and 15 minutes go by and no one has even made a cursory appearance at your table, you do notice, don't you? Absolutely. When a business is satisfied with simply meeting its prospects' expectations, that business is not providing anything of value in the way of customer service. It's only when you exceed the prospect's expectations that they notice and that they have received extraordinary value. That's because most prospects recognize extraordinary value. And in order for a business to offer extraordinary value, the business must know and understand exactly what it is their prospects want. And then the business must give those prospects more than what they want. That creates extraordinary value, and that's what prospects buy, and they'll pay a higher price to get it. The sales process is your ticket to providing your prospects with extraordinary value. In a previous presentation, we discussed the thought process your target customers go through when making a decision to buy what you sell. The sales process merely takes that decision-making process and maps it out for you so you know exactly how to give them what they want and compel them to make the final buying decision. And since that decision is reached based on value and not price, that explains why we spent the time in the decision-making process to guide you in creating innovations for your business. Innovations create additional value, and that's what you need to highlight in your marketing to separate your business from all of your competition and to help you dominate your market. Just keep in mind that the sales process is always changing, sometimes by the week. What works this week may not work next week. Depending on the type of business you have, your sales process may be a single step, or it may be multiple steps. You may need to simply ask your prospects to call you and place their order, or you may need to offer a free consultation so you have an opportunity to establish trust, respect, and rapport. It all depends on the decision-making process of your target customer. What will your prospects demand from any business that sells your product or service in the way of proof that you have the solution they want and that you offer them the most value for their buck? How many steps will it take for you to win over their confidence and respect and build a rapport so they feel comfortable buying from you? Can you see how the sales process takes them through the 3 different components of lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion? As we help our members to map out their sales process, we have them start with lead conversion. They ask themselves which of the 7 distribution channels will be responsible for closing the sale. Knowing that end result from the start, they can then create the steps that will get their prospects to that end result. That's when we have them look over the 20 marketing strategies to see which one or ones have the best shot of accomplishing that goal. Once they select the proper strategies, they need specific tactics in order to make those strategies work. They need the building blocks that will execute their strategies. The tactics are the actions or activities that make up the strategies. Once they're in place, the tactics lead to the success of the strategies. and the strategies drive qualified prospects to the distribution channel to complete the sale. So in the overall sales process, the tactics and strategies work in unison to generate the leads as well as qualify those leads with a message laser focused on a specific prospect. And that message compels them to go to the distribution channel for lead conversion. Now you need to apply this exact same process to your business. And to help you do this, we will teach you process mapping in our next presentation to assist you in doing this properly. Process mapping creates a visual roadmap of your sales process that is practically foolproof. If you mess up and inadvertently select an improper distribution channel or an incorrect strategy, you will instantly recognize your error and be able to correct it on the spot. But once you complete this process, the benefits are enormous for you and your business. You will have created a visual roadmap that you'll be able to follow from this point forward. And since you've mapped out the exact steps to take to complete a sale, you've just removed all the guesswork from your marketing program. Your sales process will position you so far ahead of the curve that your competition won't even know what hit them. You're laying a solid foundation upon which to build a competition-dominating marketing program. So as a reminder, begin the sales process by looking over the 7 channels of distribution and selecting the one or ones most viable for your business. Wherever the sale will actually take place, that's the distribution channel. Then carefully examine the 20 marketing strategies and select the ones that appear to offer the best route to get your prospects to your chosen distribution channel. You may initially identify 5 or 6 possible strategies that could work for your business. But as soon as you begin to analyze them logically, you will quickly eliminate most of them as either unfeasible or too expensive. And you don't have to worry about the 77 marketing tactics. Once you learn process mapping in a later presentation, you will see how the tactics will simply appear as you map out the specific sales process for your business. We hope that the previous presentations have been successful in clarifying the role of the distribution channels, the strategies, and the tactics, and how they apply to lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion. Although this may be considered the most confusing area in building a successful business, it's also considered one of the most important when it comes to creating a solid foundation that will determine the ultimate success or failure of your business. So for the remainder of this presentation, let us again provide some examples of the sales process to help you get started creating your own. Since it's impossible for us to provide an example for every possible business in the world, let's use a process we've had success with in the past in helping small business owners apply processes to their business. If we look at all businesses from a 30,000-foot view, the vast majority of them can be classified into one of 5 distinct categories: service, professional, retail, wholesale, and sales. Let's look at each of these separately and build a typical sales process around each of the 5, using an example business to represent each category. Let's begin with a service-oriented business. These represent approximately 80% of all businesses. These include labor-intensive businesses rather than product-oriented businesses. Professions such as contractors, painters, electricians, movers, carpet cleaners, and so on. For a vast majority of businesses in this category, prospects are very familiar with what they do. This means the business does not need to spend much time educating prospects about their services when marketing to them, unless they have added an innovation that may have a profound influence on those prospects. For example, several years ago, we created a marketing campaign for A1 ChemDry, a carpet cleaning company. Typical carpet cleaners use water to clean your carpet, and then the carpet remains damp to the touch for up to 48 hours. A1, however, uses a dry cleaning process that is dry to the touch within 2 hours. They also use natural cleaning solutions instead of dangerous chemicals. Obviously, this has tremendous appeal to families with small kids or pets. In that campaign, we highlighted those 2 innovations, and they completely separated A1 ChemDry from all other carpet cleaners. You should do the exact same thing if you will take the time to sufficiently innovate your business so you stand alone from your competition in your market. Unfortunately, most service-oriented businesses don't innovate. In that case, don't spend time in your marketing rehashing what your prospects already know. Instead, recognize the fact that the service you provide isn't going to be their deciding factor. They will make their final decision based on what we call vendor selection criteria. When any prospect makes a buying decision, they're actually making two decisions. First, they decide if they want to buy what you sell. Second, they decide which business they will buy it from. These are two completely different decisions based on two completely different sets of criteria. Face it, in the past, haven't you made a decision to buy a certain product or service, but then said to yourself, I will never buy it from so-and-so? That vendor did something in the past to lose your trust, respect, and rapport. So even though you want what they sell, you simply refuse to give them your business. This may be a painter who previously forgot to caulk your windows, or a restaurant where you received abysmal service. We have all experienced this at some point in our lives. So stop thinking like a business owner and start thinking like a prospect. If you offer the exact same service as all others in your industry, then make the attempt to innovate your business so you have something different to offer and market to that difference. Otherwise, innovate the service portion of your business. Take carpet cleaners as an example. All of us have used a carpet cleaner at some point in our life. When you called them, I'll bet they told you they would show up between the hours of 8 a.m. and noon, or between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m., didn't they? They like to give 4-hour blocks of time to give themselves flexibility in scheduling. In other words, they do this to convenience themselves, not the customer. So when you're the customer, you got to spend half your day sitting around waiting for the carpet guy to show up. And even then, they usually aren't on time. Since most people have had this experience, this is a common frustration you automatically expect when you need a carpet cleaner. That's why you get that dreaded feeling in the pit of your stomach when it comes time to clean your carpet. You automatically say to yourself, there goes half my day. Right there is your opportunity to innovate. Just knowing that one frustration alone allows you to separate your carpet cleaning business from most other carpet cleaners you compete with. That's what we did with A1. We didn't stop at just innovating their processes to be better than everyone else. We innovated their customer service as well. We offered a 29-minute one-time or it's free guarantee. If we told a customer we would be there at 11 a.m., then we had to arrive between 10:31 to 11:29 a.m. If we didn't, they received their carpet cleaning for free. That only happened twice in 3 years, and the 2 times it did had to do with vehicle failure. The actual cost to the company for those 2 free jobs was basically the labor cost, which amounted to around $100 for both instances, and yet we estimated that guarantee alone made the company an additional $135,000. That's not too bad of a trade-off, wouldn't you agree? So when you create your sales process, always ask yourself what it is that separates you from your competition. Is it the product or service you offer that will make the difference, or is it you that makes the difference? Meaning the customer service you offer, or your guarantee, or your billing, your pricing, or your financing. Find something that makes you stand out from the crowd. Now, how does this all relate to the sales process? Remember, the sales process is a series of steps you must take to convince prospects to buy what you sell, and then to convince them to buy it from you. That means you must establish trust, respect, rapport, and prove to them that you offer the best deal, which we now know means the most value, not the lowest price. If you innovate your actual product or service, you will have to build into your sales process an educational component so you can overcome their standard assumptions as to what they perceive all service companies offer, and compel them to want to know more about what you have done to build a better mousetrap, so to speak. If you simply do what all other carpet cleaners do, then your sales process is a simple one. Create an ad that says, I clean carpets, so call me. You may laugh at that, but that is essentially what all carpet cleaning ads you see on TV or see advertised in the paper basically say. And since that's all they can say, notice what else is in their ads. Price cuts. They continuously offer discount coupons. That's the only way they know how to compete. They're too lazy to innovate or even attempt to think outside the box. So all they can come up with for originality is to offer huge price cuts by offering coupons. How do you build $1 million business offering discounts and cutting your margins to the point that you no longer make any profit? Seriously, is it any wonder why 95% of all small businesses fail within their first 5 years? Not to me. Look at the offer in the A1 ChemDry ad. Notice there is no discount pricing or discount coupon. The offer is for added value services consisting of room deodorizer and a stain analysis. The actual cost for both of these to A1 is about $1, but they perceived value to the customer is $370. Now, we're going to assume that our chastising you on this point has you convinced to innovate your business. So let's continue to build a sales process for a service-related business that has innovation working for them. For the vast majority of service-related businesses, let's start with the end in mind. Let's evaluate the potential distribution channels where the sale could actually take place. The 7 distribution channels include direct sales, retail, online, mail order, events, sales agents, and phone sales. The first is direct sales, and it involves one-on-one interaction between the person facilitating the sale and the individual making the purchase decision. The transaction can occur face-to-face or on the phone, but it always involves direct interaction between two human beings. Obviously, this would be a likely distribution channel for any service company. The second distribution channel is retail. Here, the prospect or customer goes to a physical location to complete the transaction and acquire the product. Since retail tends to be product-oriented rather than service-oriented, in most cases, this is not a viable distribution channel for service-style businesses. The third distribution channel is online. It consists of any transaction that's completed using the internet. It only includes those online transactions where a sale actually takes place. Since more and more service companies are allowing their prospects to book service requests and appointments online and often receive discounts for doing so, this would qualify as a valid distribution channel. The fourth distribution channel is mail order. Mail order includes all catalog sales as well as other print media, such as newspapers or magazines, where the customer orders and then receives the product. The key word here again is product, so this isn't a typical channel used by service-related businesses. The fifth distribution channel involves events. Events bring together large numbers of your target market and provide you with the opportunity to educate them about your product or service. And it provides a physical environment that differs from your normal place of business in which the sales transaction can take place. Many service companies offer special deals and events such as the home show or remodeling expo, so events may be a distribution channel to consider. The sixth distribution channel involves sales agents. This channel involves outside sales reps who sell a number of different products. Sales agents are not employees of the companies they represent. Instead, they work for a number of different companies on a contract or commission basis. Most service companies hire their own sales team, so this is not a viable option. The seventh and final distribution channel involves phone sales. Obviously, this channel involves the use of telemarketing or call centers where phone sales representatives complete the transaction over the phone. Phone sales include both inbound telemarketing calls where customers place an order over the phone as the result of an advertisement, direct mail piece, catalog, or website, as well as outbound telemarketing calls, where telemarketers contact prospects and solicit sales using phone lists and benefit-laden scripts. Since all of us have experienced that annoying telemarketer calling us at dinner to ask us if we want our carpet cleaned or lawn mowed or our windows cleaned, this is obviously a valid channel of distribution. So, for a majority of service-oriented businesses, the distribution channels that most likely apply are direct sales, online, events, and phone sales. Those four represent where 80% or more of all service companies will complete the sale. Please remember, there are always exceptions to every rule. So always overlay your business with each and every distribution channel to see if there's a fit. But the four we just identified will be the typical suspects for businesses in the service category. Now that you know which of the 7 different distribution channels are most likely to represent where the final sale will take place, the next step is deciding which communication strategies will be the most effective at generating leads and getting them to those distribution channels. Strategies are the building blocks for the distribution channels. They're the messengers. Their job is to deliver a highly targeted and compelling message directly to your target customer. Without the appropriate strategies, your prospects will never arrive at the proper distribution channel and will therefore never make the transition from prospect to client. Let's overlay the 20 marketing strategies on top of our 4 distribution channels. The first strategy to consider is advertising. TV, radio, and print ads are all advertising mediums. Since we see ads in all of these for every imaginable service-related business on the planet, this is a definite strategy to consider. The second strategy involves affiliate programs and joint ventures. These marketing programs reward select partners for generating visitors, subscribers, or clients for your business. These are typically pay-for-performance, referral programs, affiliate programs, allow others to sell your product or service on your behalf, and in turn, they receive a commission from you for every sale they make. Joint ventures tap into the established database of other businesses that service the same client profile you seek, and they basically endorse you, giving you instant credibility, providing they have an established relationship with the individuals in that database. They also receive a commission from you for every sale they produce. More and more service-oriented businesses are teaming up with other businesses to create extraordinary value that separately they would never be able to do. Think of the fitness trainer who creates a joint venture with a tailor. I'll bet that's a relationship you've never thought of before. But think about it. A fitness trainer helps people lose weight and slim down. Now, their clothes no longer fit. What if the tailor created an exclusive offer for that trainer's clients only? And what if the trainer offered special services to help the tailor's clients lose the weight they need to look their best in their tailor's clothes? The joint venture relationship now positions both businesses as unique and offering extraordinary value. Affiliate programs would work much the same way. Think about the ad campaign we created for A1 Carpet Cleaning. Yes, they hired us to be their consultant and create their marketing for them. But we could have just as easily done the marketing on our own and then sold A1 those qualified leads for X dollars per lead. There are many companies in existence today that specialize in delivering leads for an affiliate commission. So this is also a valid strategy to look at. The third strategy is called Affinity Marketing. It involves building one product or service with a second product or service in order to take advantage of the second product's public awareness, brand reputation, or distribution channel. This is also a valid option for service companies. You often see massage therapists offer special services through chiropractors, or in a past marketing campaign we did for a local yogurt shop, we had them offer a coupon for a free kids yogurt to the Jiffy Lube next door to them. When mom came in to have the oil changed in the family car, rather than sit there desperately trying to entertain her child for an hour, she could walk next door and redeem the coupon. In almost every case, she would purchase an adult yogurt for herself, and this dramatically increased the revenue for the yogurt shop at normally slow times. Our fourth strategy is catalog marketing. A catalog compiles multiple products into a single source to provide prospects and clients with the information they need to make a purchase decision. That keyword, product, tips you off this is not a typical channel of service companies to consider. The fifth strategy to consider is a continuity program. This involves the delivery of a product or service on a regular recurring basis. The client is billed for that recurring delivery until the client terminates the relationship. This is a great strategy for service-oriented businesses, but is often overlooked, and a tremendous amount of revenue is lost because of that oversight. Most services are needed by consumers on a regular basis. If that description fits your business, then consider a continuity program. These programs are very effective for selling consumables that customers use daily, weekly, or monthly. Examples would include diet and exercise programs, monthly motivational downloads from the internet, educational services with periodic instruction materials provided online, and so on. Massage therapists may offer a certain number of massages over a 1-year period with a set monthly payment that is ongoing. We have often wondered why all service providers don't offer a continuity program based on recurring or preventative services. Pay a plumber X dollars per month and the plumber provides unlimited emergency calls when needed. Window washers, carpet cleaners, exterminators, dog groomers, hair salons, tanning centers. With A1 Carpet Cleaning, approximately 30% of their customer base was enrolled in their quarterly continuity program. This is recurring revenue that a business can count on, even when times are slow. Most service companies could take advantage of this type of strategy. The sixth strategy involves cross-promotion. This is a marketing strategy in which you leverage one product or service to promote another. You can cross-promote your own product or service or collaborate with another provider in order to reap the benefits of serving your joint target markets. This is also an excellent strategy to consider using if you're a service provider. We use this strategy with A1 Carpet Cleaning as well. In speaking with their technicians, we discovered that almost half of all homes they went into had a pet. Pets often use the carpet as their personal bathroom, and more often than not, the homeowner has no idea as to the frequency that this takes place. But the technicians did, since they were trained to spot these types of occurrences. After performing 15 minutes of research, we discovered that a fluorescent black light that cost $25 would illuminate all pet stains in a darkened room. A1 began to cross-promote pet urine stain removal as an added service. When the technician noticed a stain, they asked the homeowner to close the blinds to darken the room, and then flipped on the fluorescent light. Once the customer saw for themselves what was taking place in almost every room in their house, A1 would often show up with an order to clean just one room and quickly had the customer change the order to clean the entire home. Number 7 on our strategy list involves database marketing. This strategy promotes a product or service by sending a personalized marketing communication to a database list of clients or prospective clients. The database may be internal, leased, or purchased through a list broker or other organization. The marketing message can be delivered by snail mail, email, or telephone. Obviously, database marketing would be another excellent strategy to look into. A tree trimmer could target specific neighborhoods that recently suffered storm damage. A painter, carpet cleaner, exterminator, plumber, electrician, or a remodeler could purchase a list of new home buyers who may have an immediate need for these services. A heating and air conditioning company that sells equipment with an average life expectancy of 15 years could use database marketing to target neighborhoods where the homes are 15 years old or older and likely in need of their repair or replacement services. The same would be true of plumbers and hot water heaters. Direct mail is strategy number 8. It involves sending out marketing collateral to potential buyers of your product or service. It can take many forms, including letters, postcards, brochures, flyers, audio, and video, and is usually sent out via bulk mail in order to reduce mailing costs. This is also a good strategy for the same reason as database marketing is. It can be highly targeted to each service business. Strategy number 9 is a directory. A directory refers to a repository or database of information. Usually, listings of people are a particular type of entity. Examples of a directory would include the phone book, the yellow pages, a shopping guide, a restaurant guide, and internet-based search engines include Google, MSN, and Yahoo. This strategy would have limited appeal to a few highly specialized service-related businesses, but would not apply to most. The 10th strategy is innovation. The term innovation refers to a radical or incremental change in thinking. The way you view certain things, certain processes, or possibly the product or services a business provides to its target customers. Innovation involves acting on creating ideas in order to make some specific tangible difference in the business, usually to meet specific wants of the target customer. Innovations should always be based on providing specific benefits that appeal to the emotions of the target customer. This is one of the top strategies every business should carefully consider, not just service-oriented businesses. Many of these examples already provided highlight the value of innovation. Strategy 11 is interactive media. It promotes products or services and can influence the buying decision of the consumer both online and offline. Interactive advertising engages your target audience in a direct and highly personal way. It can generate a dialogue that positively influences buying decisions, and it can also lead to a strong relationship with a client. Interactive mediums include the internet, interactive television, mobile devices, and kiosk-based terminals. This is definitely a strategy for all service business owners to consider using. When it comes to service, establishing trust, respect, and rapport is practically mandatory. We recommend every business immediately begin to incorporate the use of audio and video whenever and wherever it's possible and appropriate. A video on your website puts a voice, a face, a personality on an otherwise suspect business. Receiving an audio or video email postcard does the same thing and helps you stand out from the crowd. Offering your clients weekly specials that they can only receive by text messaging on their cell phones is a great way to keep them interested in your business and engaged with what you do. You're actually making it fun for them to do business with you. Our 12th strategy involves internet marketing. Internet marketing is an umbrella term that refers to strategies used to market a product or service online. Examples include search engine optimization, pay-per-click advertising, online promotions, reciprocal linking, copywriting that encourages site visitors to take a specific action, and website design strategies. This would definitely be a viable strategy for service-related businesses. The main thing to look at here goes back to our earlier discussion about internal desire versus external influence. Your prospects have to be internally motivated to go online and search for your service. So ask yourself if your prospects have that internal motivation. Prospects may or may not search for a plumber to remodel their bathroom, but you can bet when a pipe burst in their wall at 2 a.m. that they search for a plumber who handles 24-hour emergency plumbing repairs. Use Google keywords tools to search for the number of prospects searching for these types of specific services on a monthly basis, and then make a decision if this is a valid strategy for your business. Strategy 13 involves customer loyalty. This is the result of establishing long-term relationships with your customers, resulting in repeat purchases and a high lifetime value for your business. In addition to the benefits of repeat business, loyal customers often become your raving fans, telling others about your product or service. This process is known as viral marketing. This is also an excellent strategy for every business to use. At A1, customer loyalty increased exponentially when we began to improve the customer service components that mattered most to their clients. The on-time or it's free guarantee removed a major frustration from their customers' lives, and they recognized that was an innovation specifically designed for them, not the cleaning company. Once they saw that A1 could meet that on-time obligation consistently, they couldn't wait to spread the word to all their neighbors. A1 was so successful with this strategy, they were able to schedule a crew in just one neighborhood for a week at a time. All the neighbors had spread the word to each other, and A1 was able to mass book the entire area. Our 4th strategy involves outdoor media advertising. This uses public locations and conveyances to advertise. While billboards are probably the best known outdoor medium, other locations you often see used are movie theaters, mall displays, buses, taxis, airports, and rail stations. This may be an option, but a service-related business would have to specifically know their customers' exact lifetime value to ensure a positive return on that investment. Overall, we doubt this is a viable strategy for most service-related businesses to consider. Strategy 15 is referred to as point of purchase. This term refers to the place where a product or service can be purchased. On a large scale, point of purchase could be a mall, market, or city. In specific place of business, particularly retail stores, the point of purchase is the area surrounding the station where customers pay for their merchandise. This is a great strategy if you have a high margin service to offer after providing a lower priced service. For example, a home remodeler is hired to remodel a bathroom for the homeowner, and after completing the job demonstrates how they can remodel their basement in the perfect home entertainment showcase. Strategy 16 is known as in-store point of sale. These systems use computers or specialized terminals that are combined with cash registers, barcode readers, optical scanners, and magnetic strip readers for accurately and instantly capturing the transaction. This is typically not a viable strategy for service companies. The 17th strategy is a place-based media. A relatively recent marketing strategy, place-based media, delivers marketing and advertising messages to prospects and customers outside your normal marketing channels. Place-based media include things like television screens in grocery store checkout lines or the produce section, interactive kiosks in shopping malls and retail stores, in-store radio, commercials, and includes handing out free samples in a store or shopping mall. This may be a strategy to consider for specific service businesses. A fitness trainer could place a TV with a continuously running DVD demonstrating several new strength training techniques, and then offer a free 30-minute session, at which time they would have established enough respect, trust, and rapport to convince the prospect to sign up for additional trainer services. However, this isn't typically used for most service-based businesses. Strategy 18 involves promotions. A promotion is a focused short-term effort to promote, publicize, or improve your product or service position. Promotions often play a big part in your ongoing marketing efforts, but they must be directed towards a definitive goal. They're highly targeted and specific in time frame, message, and product or service offerings. Promotions can be used to introduce a new or improved product or service, stimulate sales of existing products and services, encourage customers to try other products or services, or even counteract a competitor's sales efforts. For businesses specializing in offering promotions are often used as one-time or weekly specials. The auto dealer offers a tune-up special for 3 days, or the window washer has a special 2-day promotion that promises for every window they clean, they will coat it with a special chemical guaranteed to keep the windows spot-free for at least 3 years. Strategy 19 involves the use of public relations. Think of public relations as an organized marketing effort to establish presence, credibility, support, and consistent with your public. Your PR message should emphasize the solutions and benefits you offer for your clients' wants and needs, rather than positioning your product or service through a listing of features. This approach establishes you as an expert in solving their problems, and that's what captures your public's attention. If you innovate your business and now offer a totally proprietary service that none of your competitors can match, then PR would be a great way to garner free advertising while establishing massive credibility. For example, my partner John created a company that was responsible for developing the virtual tour technology where you can see a 360-degree view of the interior of a home on your computer. At that time, they could claim to be the only real estate company in the world with that technology. Naturally, this would be a major news story in the real estate market and therefore capable of generating national PR. Unfortunately, most service-related businesses don't take the time to innovate, so this isn't a strategy that most businesses can take advantage of. If yours can, definitely use it. Our 20th and final marketing strategy involves the use of signage. Generally speaking, signage is any displayed words, symbols, or pictures designed to advertise your business. These would include your storefront sign, countertop place cards, banners used at events or trade shows, and similar signage. This strategy should be employed by all service providers when appropriate. Window washers, lawn care contractors, painters, roofers, movers, remodelers, fencing contractors, exterminators, landscapers, tree trimmers, and so on should always place a sign in the yard of the home they're performing a service for, even if all it says is the name of your business, that you're working on the property, and if anyone needs information about what you do, please feel free to inquire. The sign could also offer an on-the-spot discount to anyone inquiring while you're on the job. You're tapping into a persuasion element in human nature known as social proof. Here's what the neighbors are thinking. They see other neighbors using your service, and it provides instant credibility for your business. More or less through guilt by association, the neighbors believe the neighbor that hired you has an inside track on finding someone that offers the best value, or else why would they have hired you? One suggestion though, instead of simply sticking a sign in the yard with the name of your business on it, spend a little money and have a sign custom made that is lightweight and easy to quickly place in the yard. Have it designed much like a typical real estate sign, where it has the flyers inside a protected area, where anyone driving by can stop up, walk up, and take one of your flyers. Instead of your sign having the name of your business on it, which, if you remember from earlier, your prospects don't care anything about. The sign should say in big, bold lettering, 5 things you must know about X to keep from getting ripped off, with the X representing your service. This intrigues the neighbors needing a similar service to want to know more, and the flyer can educate them as to the extraordinary value you offer and provide your contact information. This is the total universe of marketing strategies that are available to you as a business owner in the service arena. Again, there are no shortcuts here when selecting the proper marketing strategies that may apply to your business. You must overlay each and every one of them on top of your chosen distribution channels and decide which one or ones will work best for your business. As you can see, the vast majority of the marketing strategies qualify for service-related businesses, but that doesn't mean they should all be used. You need to go back and analyze each one you marked as viable and look at other factors such as cost to execute, personnel required to implement, how much you're able to do versus what will you have to hire out, and at what cost. What resources do you presently have available versus what resources you will have to acquire, and what time frame is required for the implementation of each strategy. A lot of these questions will be answered once you uncover the various tactics you will need to use to carry out each strategy. Our next presentation on process mapping will help you map this out like a pro. You will quickly discover that only a few of the strategies will turn out to be effective in terms of producing leads, generating revenue, and your potential return on investment, both in your time and financially. Now that we've gone into great detail for both distribution channels and the strategies, for the sake of time, let me provide you with a general overview of the recommended distribution channels and strategies for the other 4 industries. I'll run through these fairly quickly, and we have placed them all in your workbook for future reference, so don't kill yourself trying to write these down in your notes. For professionals such as doctors, attorneys, chiropractors, dentists, accountants, financial planners, and so on, the distribution channel that's the most likely to convert the majority of sales is direct sales channel. That's pretty much it. When it comes to professional services, prospects are much more emotionally invested when it comes to buying what professionals sell. That's because the stakes are generally much higher than when purchasing a service. Obviously, I'm much more emotionally involved as I contemplate having LASIK surgery on my eyes than I am having my lawn mowed. Most professionals complete the sale only when speaking to prospects face-to-face. The strategies that will be needed to drive prospects to meet face-to-face with the professional are advertising, affiliate and JV programs, database marketing, direct mail, innovation, internet marketing, customer loyalty, and public relations. For retailers, the most common distribution channels are direct sales, retail, and online. The strategies for retailers are advertising, affiliate and JV programs, affinity programs, catalog, continuity programs, cross promotions, database marketing, direct mail, innovation, interactive media, internet, loyalty programs, outdoor media, point of purchase, point of sale, place-based media, promotions, and signage. Wholesalers, the most common distribution channels are direct sales, retail, online, events, and sales agents. The strategies are advertising, affiliate and JV programs, affinity programs, catalog, continuity programs, cross promotions, database marketing, direct mail, innovation, internet, loyalty programs, point of purchase, point of sale, place-based media, promotions, and signage. And for those involved in sales, the most common distribution channels include direct sales and events. The strategies are advertising, affiliate and JV programs, cross promotions, database marketing, direct mail, innovation, interactive media, internet, loyalty programs, point of purchase, point of sale, and promotions. Please remember, these are not cast in stone. These are general assumptions that apply to a majority of businesses in these 5 basic industries. This is casting a very wide net, and the small business owner will use these as a simple starting point only. It's imperative that every business owner carefully look over each distribution channel and strategy to see if they offer potential returns for their business. And always remember that there is one more critical component that must accompany and be included in every sales process. And that is a follow-up system, often referred to as a drip campaign. Only 4% of your prospects typically buy your initial offer. The remaining 96% may buy sometime in the future. I was once contacted by a prospect 5 years after first speaking with them regarding a consulting opportunity. Whether they engage with you or not often depends on their perceived sense of urgency as it applies to their situation and how much they want what you sell. Your job as a business owner is to stay in constant contact with them. You must continue to provide them with decision-making information so your business remains in their top-of-mind awareness. We will include this critical component in your sales process when we teach you process mapping and process scheduling in the next presentation. It's also important to remember that everything we have just discussed, the distribution channels, the marketing strategies and tactics, as well as the drip campaign, all make up a portion of what we call the sales process, but they don't comprise the entire sales process. The sales process is made up of 3 major components. The first component is lead generation, where you deliver a highly targeted message to your prospects to get them to raise their hand and indicate they're interested in buying what you sell. The second component is lead qualification. You don't want every prospect to raise their hand, only the prospects who truly want what you sell. That's who you're interested in as far as investing your precious time and talents. The third component is lead conversion. That's where you make the sale and convert a prospect into a client. What we have discussed in this presentation involves lead generation and lead qualification. The distribution channels, the strategies, the tactics, and the drip campaign serve in the role of generating leads and making sure those leads are qualified. Lead conversion is the end result of these combined efforts. Lead conversion involves selling, and while the strategies and tactics often prepare your prospects to buy, you must have a compelling closing strategy to make sure you close the deal. If you sell a product or service online and the price point is low or reasonable, then the marketing strategies and tactics may be all that's required to convert the sale. That's why it's so important to learn process mapping. It will help you know if that's a reasonable course of action for your business. It will allow you to quickly discard all distribution channels and marketing strategies that won't deliver the sale, and save you a fortune by preventing you from making costly marketing mistakes. Next, we'll complete the sales process by teaching you process mapping and process scheduling. Process mapping literally creates a visual roadmap for you to follow as you begin to implement a competition-crushing marketing program. Process scheduling takes the components from process mapping and drops them into an implementation timeline so you will know the frequency to implement each strategy of your process map. Keep in mind that the sales process itself is the basis for your entire marketing program, so we want to make sure you have a complete grasp of the specific tools available to you and that will help you do this properly. You will be one of very few business owners who truly understands the process by which you take your prospects from ignorance to awareness into the decision-making process, and then through to the close. This is truly the starting point for creating an industry-dominating marketing program. In the meantime, review this information thoroughly and begin to write out the appropriate distribution channels and strategies for your business. Don't worry about the tactics until the next presentation. Process mapping makes them magically appear and saves you a tremendous amount of time compared with analyzing all 77 of them individually. Our overall focus is to help you continue to build the business you've always dreamed of having, a business that provides you with financial freedom and an extraordinary life for you and your family. Remember that a primary goal in the e-learning marketing system is to help you quickly develop the processes that will bring more revenue into your business. Each presentation brings us closer to accomplishing that goal. So until next time, here's to you.